This is the most popular upcharge that we get here at MAC Corporation, guys. This is 54-inch hook and cable pull combination. $300 upcharge. I think this is the most worth it addition of anything that you can add onto a standard spec can right here. Now, why is this important? So my name is Rayder Hobbs. I'm the president of operations here at MAC Corporation, and I wanted to make a dedicated video talking about all of the different specifications that we offer. I've had many customers that ask me time and time over the phone, via the website when they make their inquiries, what kind of options do you offer? Cans aren't so simple. We can make containers as simple or as complicated as you want. There are a ton of different options that we can add onto the container that make it more versatile, that make it more heavy duty, more durable, have more compatibility. We can really optimize this can to whatever specifications that you want. Like I said, we can really get as simple or as complicated as we need to as far as the can goes. The point of this video today is I really want to explain a lot of the different options that we offer. I know I've covered it a little here and there, but I really want to go in depth today and explain to my customers and anyone out there who's wanting to know what kind of options can we add to our spec container, and explain what we do, how we do it, and why it makes a lasting impact and why it adds longevity to your container.
Hi, my name's Jake Hobbs, and I'm the Vice President of Operations here at MAC Corporation. And what we want to do today is go over some of the structural options on our containers, like my brother was talking about earlier, so you can get a better idea of what all we can do for you here at MAC Corporation as far as specifications on your containers go. One of the first things we want to point out to you here is our top rail, because when you're loading things into your container, it's always going to pass by the top rail first. And on construction sites, when you're throwing a lot of heavy material in or you're having to move your containers around a lot, the first thing that's going to get hit is your top rail. Now, here at MAC, we offer a 4x4 by 1/4 inch top rail, and that is a rare thing in the industry. Most people do not have a top rail this thick. We care about quality here at MAC Corporation, and that's why we always like our containers to have a nice thick top rail. Now, this angle iron we put up at the top of it is 2x2 by 1/4 inch that sits on top of the main top rail. And we do that once again. When you're on a construction site or on a demolition site and you're throwing a lot of stuff in with your forklifts or whatever machine you might be using, you're going to be hitting this a lot. And if this wears, that's really, really bad for the container. This is an additional $300 charge for our 2x2 by 1/4 inch angle iron top rail. But we like to think it's worth it because here at MAC Corporation, we do quality by design. We always try to make the best container that works the best for our customers where they have their containers.
So Jake just explained what we do on the 2x2 by 1/4 inch angle iron on the top rail. That is a great feature for construction demolition sites. Now I'm going to transition into compatibility. This is the most popular upcharge that we get here at MAC Corporation, guys. This is 54-inch hook and cable pull combination. Now, why is this important? I have a lot of customers that do this, and then I have a few customers that just do the hook. If you don't see yourself ever going into a cable pull system, this may not be for you. Or if you are cable pull and you don't see yourself going into a hook lift, same exact thing. But I want to explain why I think this is valuable and why I recommend this to all of my customers. The first thing is it's hard to get trucks, and it's hard to get trucks at the prices that you want to see. I've had many customers that have started out that I've talked into doing 54-inch hook and cable combo, and then they've grown and they've grown and they've grown. And they were so thankful they did it because they were able to find a cable pull truck that they could get immediately versus having to wait. And I've had it the other way too, where I've had guys cable pull and then they're like, man, I got this hook lift system. It's ready to go. So that's one reason why I like to do the hook and cable combo on the containers that we build. It's a $300 upcharge. And another thing to think about is if you have buddies, if you have other independents in your area, this is a great option because say they're cable pull, you're hook lift. If your hook lift truck goes down, what are you going to do? You can call your friend. They can come haul the cans for you. So if you're in a bind type situation and you have somebody you know, they can help bail you out if your truck has issues. The third reason, resale value. Now, I don't like to talk about this very much because I want you to keep your MAC cans. But let's say down the road, you grow or you sell out. If you have the cans already set 54-inch hook and cable combo, then really anyone out there on the market can buy your container and put it to work right away. So that's why I recommend 54-inch or 62-inch, doesn't matter. You could do 36-inch, 54-inch, or 62-inch hook and cable combo. $300 upcharge. I think this is the most worth it addition of anything that you can add onto a standard spec can right here.
Here on this container, we'd like to show off our board holders. Now, board holders are great for if you have to offload at a house or any non-commercial area where it's going to be smaller and tighter to get into. It provides asphalt protection and driveway protection. And while we don't provide the boards, we can build these as big as you want or as small as you want, and you can have them mounted towards the front or the back of the side of the container. And these are really, really convenient just for when you get to a site, just being able to get these out efficiently and quickly. That way you can get to work. And like I said, they just provide great protection for your boards. And for any customers that would be interested in this spec, it'll be an additional $300 per container.
All right, so here we're gonna talk about ratchet on the back door. So this customer here, United Scrap Metals, they do all scrap metal applications. So this would be, guys, for like extreme heavy duty applications. If you're just doing, standard construction debris, I don't think this is absolutely necessary. This is a nice option to have if you're getting a ton of weight, if you're getting a ton of pressure on that back door. If you have somebody standing here and that door springs open pretty quick, it could be a little bit dangerous. So having the ratchet here allows that pressure to slowly alleviate from the back door, so you have a little bit of play in here. This is a $300 upcharge per container, and this is something we see customers use on an extreme heavy-duty type application.
I wanted to go over some options that you would only get on a rectangular style box. So the first thing I wanted to go over is these dirt shedders. These dirt shedders sit in between our 24-inch centers on our side posts, and these are here just to keep debris and dirt from sitting on our rectangular containers. That way, when you're taking it down the road, nothing flies off and it doesn't damage somebody's vehicle or it doesn't damage any other property. And for anyone that is interested, the dirt shedders are an additional $300 cost on a rectangular container. Another spec I wanted to go over here on a rectangular container is our sign plate. Now, obviously, on a tub style container, you wouldn't need one of these because you already have a flat surface on the side that you can put your vinyl or whatever material you use to advertise on the container. And so that's why we offer these special for our rectangular containers, so you have a place to promote your cans and your business. Now, this specific sign plate is 3 foot tall and it's 6 foot long. It will be an additional $200 for the cost of the container. Now, we can build them bigger, but if we build them any bigger, that will be an additional cost for the container.
All right, so here we're gonna look at a concrete washout container, but what I really wanna show is another additional option that we can add. I call it an SRO, which is a sealed roll-off. This has, a rubber seal that goes all the way around it. This is obviously a concrete washout box, so they don't want anything in here coming out the back. So these are fully water tested in-house before we even take them over to paint. All of these concrete washouts have 2x2 by 1/4-inch angle iron. We actually have a machine that rolls the bottoms on them, so nothing will, sit or stick, because obviously with concrete, we do not want anything staying. We want everything to go. Usually my customers, the haulers, will line these with a plastic liner of sorts, and that's how they will dispose of the concrete. But yeah, the actual sealed roll-off portion, which we can add to any standard box, would be $1,500 additional. And again, these are more niche, special application stuff. If you had hazardous waste, if you got a bunch of liquids. We did one at Walmart where there was a bunch of fruit, there was a bunch of vegetables, a lot of juice. So anything where you're gonna have a ton of liquid, this is an option you can add to the container. One other option that I get all the time that I've never highlighted, but I do want to talk about it because it's important. Everybody, all the independent haulers we work with, they all want to stand out when it comes to the color selection, and it does matter. We've seen a huge uptick over the last 5 years in people doing double colors. So for this customer right here, they do orange and then they do a blue top rail and back door. So what's the additional charge on that? The additional charge is $200 per container. So 200 for the back door and the top rail. This is probably the most common like paint addition that we get. We get a bunch of different color schemes. We keep about 50 colors in stock, guys. So any color that you want, we can get the dumpster painted your color. A lot of the options that I just described were for standard rail applications. So hook lift, cable pull, combo, you know, tub style, rectangular. We went over a bunch of different things with you. But I also want to go over the guys who run the proprietary 60-inch rail system. So the guys running Max Ds, PJs. This right here is a 60-inch rail container, but we also build the Texas Pride style as well. So I kind of want to shout out the trailer guys. This is what we do on ours. And I do want to point out something. We do offer a solid top rail on ours. I've seen a lot of the containers out there built by all the various companies. Not bad mouthing them, but I do believe strongly that your container needs a top rail. It's gonna get hit at some point. It's not a matter of if, it's just when. So when I was starting this, when we went on this venture, funny side note, my grandfather told me, hey, if you're gonna get into these proprietary systems, then that's your baby. You're gonna do all the work. And if you mess it up, it's on you. So I took this on, and really what I did was I rented out one of these cans and I kind of reverse engineered it. This was when I was early starting about 4 or 5 years ago. We rented one out and I picked it apart. I was like, what do I not like about this can? And that's how I came up with our spec. I think it's done very well. I know that we had to make some adjustments early on, but we do build a solid can for the Max D, for the PJ, for any of the 60-inch rail systems. And those guys out there, shoot us a call. I would be more than happy to walk you through what we do, our specs and all that good stuff. But I wanted to shout out our trailer guys. This right here is a 15-yarder. This is for Austin over at Wrangler Dumpsters. So shout out to Austin. All right, so one last thing I wanted to talk about. This is just a side note. I get people a lot, you know, talking about like how we can spec these cans out, as far as we offer an economy series, which is a lighter duty spec, which is the trailer spec. We do a standard spec, which is most of the cans you saw here today. And then we do a heavy duty spec. Now, all of our concrete washouts are heavy duty spec. So what I mean by that is 1/4-inch floors, 3/16 sidewalls, 12-inch center to center on the floor channel spacing. Now, there is an option to just do 1/4-inch floor. If you guys are using like a rectangular box, those are already pretty stout. They weigh about 1,000 pounds more, give or take, from our tub style. So if you don't think that you necessarily need a full heavy duty spec and you just want to do a 1/4-inch floor, you can do so. It's $500 extra. Again, we'll mix and match any type of spec that you want to see here at MAC. All right, so today we talked about a lot of different options that we can add onto the containers. Now, we don't just add options onto the cans to do it. You need to talk to us, any of the salesmen. We got me, Luther, Roger, and Mark. I've been here for 5 years full time. I actually have the least amount of experience amongst my sales team. Now, I've been here for a while now and I've seen the operation. So I'd say I know what I'm doing at this point. But if you guys have any questions, please ask. Our sales team, 2 of our guys have been haulers. My grandfather's been doing it for 51 years. We will be more than happy to walk you through why you should do what you should on each can. Each application's different. Each trailer, each truck is different. Each spec is going to vary a little bit. So we're building here for real world applications. I'm not just going to upcharge you just to upcharge you. It's got to make sense. And if I don't think that you need to add something, I will tell you, hey, I don't think this is needed. So we're only going to do it if it makes sense. But feel free. You can call us here. You can call me. You can talk to any of our salesmen, and we'll walk you through what's the best spec to provide for each of your applications. I appreciate everybody that's worked with us, all of our customers. Thank you very much. Thank you to the ones who were involved in the video today. If anybody wants to be involved in a video, let me know. I'd be happy to collab. We are so blessed and fortunate to be in all 50 states. So thank you to everybody out there that's purchased a MAC container. Even if you don't buy cans from us, please use us as a resource. We're happy to just help any of the independents out there push and strive to do the best that they can. We're an independent company. We're family owned. We're always going to be family owned, and we want to do the best we can to help you guys so that these cans can last you 30 to 40 years. So if we're speccing them out right initially, that'll set us on the right track for success. So we made this video with, the help of our customers. So I just want to give a quick shout out. Elite Specialty Services, this is their concrete washout. Thank you, Elite Specialty Services. I mentioned Austin over at Wrangler Dumpsters with the 60-inch rail system can. Thank you very much, Austin. Thank you very much to UDS, sorry if I can talk, UDS, United Disposal Services, over in Kansas City, North Park City, Kansas. Thank you to Sean and to Mike over there at UDS. Then I want to get into Blaine Snellen over at SE Dumpster Solutions over in Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you very much, Blaine. Appreciate you very much, sir. And then last but not least, our local guy here, I want to shout out Taylor Williams, Indianapolis Dumpster Service. Thank you very much for the business, and thank you guys for allowing us to use your cans in the video. I appreciate it very much, and thank you for the business.